What's up, you sweaty nerds and greasy degenerates? Jing Yuan's bad. That's right, Jing Yuan sucks. Boo! Ew! Jing Yuan stinks! Well, that's a little bit of cap, okay? That's a little bit of a joke. Jing Yuan's not like really bad or anything like that. My title of the video is a little bit of clickbait, so it's probably going to be the thumbnail. But Jing Yuan has been power crept into oblivion, and it's just going to keep happening, okay? When Dan Heng and Bibiter Lune comes out, Jing Yuan's moving down another step on every single one of the tier lists, okay? And I'll prove to you that I've known about this since before Jing Yuan came out, and I've been warning people about Jing Yuan since before Jing Yuan came out, and a lot of us have as well. No, I'm not the only person who thought that. I'll prove it to you later, but first I want to show you guys where he sits on the current tier list, and I'm going to be using pridewin.gg because it is a pretty good tier list to look at. It doesn't factor literally everything in, but it's a very good place to go, get a general idea of where characters stand in the current meta of the game. Here I'm looking at the solo DPS stats right here. We'll go ahead and look at how he excels in the 3 target tier list as well, so that you guys can see where Jing Yuan sits at his best performing moments. And as you can see here, he's less than 1% above Blade. If Jing Yuan slips or gets crowd controlled even once during the battle, Blade instantly jumps above Jing Yuan here. And I don't know if you guys have noticed, but Dan Heng, a 4-star Dan Heng, is performing better than Jing Yuan without nerfs or buffs or new that just happens all the time. That's just the thing, okay? Yeah, sure, this doesn't factor literally everything in into every single variable. You know, for instance, let's go ahead and look where you can tell that Jing Yuan is not doing very good here. Let's go ahead and take a look at the 3 target situation for Jing Yuan. As you can see here, Serval all of a sudden shoots up really high, Himiko shoots up really high. This probably doesn't have Serval at a 6 Eidolon. So just think about that. When you have Serval at Eidolon 6, she's actually performing about as good as Jing Yuan, sometimes in certain scenarios even better. So just something to think about there. And yeah, sure, this doesn't factor in literally every variable into every fight. For instance, this Seela right here, it doesn't factor in her resurgence. So if you factor in the resurgence calculation, she's going to shoot up the tier list a whole bunch. But I just wanted to show you guys, this is Jing Yuan's best scenario here. 3 target, he does AoE lightning damage, and every new character that comes out, he moves down another peg. And when, like I was saying earlier, when Dan Heng and Bibiter Lune comes out, he's just going to move down another peg, okay? It's just going to keep on happening every time a DPS character comes out in the game. Not literally every time, but for the foreseeable future, it's going to probably happen a lot, okay? It's going to happen when the new Dan Heng comes out. It's going to happen when Jing Liu comes out. Let's just get real with ourselves, okay? Now, we're hoping one day he gets a buff of some kind. Probably not a literal buff, but maybe a character comes out that has a synergy with him some way, somehow, and he gets elevated, but we'll just have to see there. Now, I wanted to show you guys proof that I have been telling people about, or I told people about Jing Yuan. I warned you guys about Jing Yuan a long time ago. I have to scroll back pretty far. Where the heck is it? Right here, back when I wasn't barely getting any views for this game, so no wonder why you guys didn't see this video, because it didn't get any views. Let's go ahead and take a look at it, because I was actually genuinely surprised to go back and look at this and find out how accurately I was able to predict that Jing Yuan was going to get power crept, and kind of like why he was able to get power crept, and how he was not going to make that much of an impact in the game's life cycle long term. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. Do not, I repeat, do not pull for Jing Yuan, okay? I will come and find you, okay? In your sleep, alright? Don't fall for his sexy voice or his good looks, alright? Just because you want to bang this dude doesn't mean you should pull for him, okay? He's just an overpowered Pikachu, alright? This dude is an AoE electric type damage dealer, okay? There's a lot of electric types in the game right now, and there's more coming. One of them that's going to be coming in the next couple of months or so is going to be Kafka. A lot of people really want Kafka, and if you're a free-to-play player especially, you're going to want to save that Jade, because it's very scarce by that time. Yes, sir. You're going to blow through most of your Jade in the next couple of banners if you're not careful. Don't blow your load too early. You're going to want to save some of that stuff up. So, do you really need an electric type 5-star when you're already probably going for an electric type AoE 5-star. It's the same type of character with different, with obviously some slight changes and stuff like that. Of course, their ultimates are going to be different, but you're basically going to be going for like the same type of character. So you got to make a choice.
Tell him,
do you
King.
want Jing Yuan or do you want Kafka?
That's
Like the main thing you got to figure out in your head. Because even if you're a whale, you probably want to be pumping the eidolons for that one character. You don't want to be spreading it like to both characters. I mean, if you're a ultra whale, then go for it, dude. Whatever you got to do, man, do your thing. But don't let me stop you, okay? But like, you're probably going to want Kafka or Jing Yuan. You should go for one or the other. You don't need, like, electric type everything all of the time.
Oh my god, this guy's spitting.
Okay? Because here's the other thing. We have a free character in the game that we already got that is electric type AoE damage dealer.
This guy's spitting.
We don't need this.
This guy's spitting.
We don't need this guy!
Preach!
Look at this dude, okay? He's just there to make everybody, he's just there to make every man feel bad about themselves because he's got a sexy voice, he's got a sexy body, he's got sexy hair, and
oh my
weirdly,
god, it's so
he's
true.
really bad at board games.
It's actually so true.
Okay, look.
This was so real.
Look, listen.
This is a classic.
This
one's good. This was a classic.
Okay? You have Serval, okay? You have Kafka coming, okay? They all three of these characters generally do AoE electric type damage. Obviously they have their own variations and whatnot, but they all do roughly the same thing. You just got to make a choice on which one you really want.
This was
if you
good.
go for Jing Yuan, so as you can see, I wasn't talking out of my ass, okay? Jing Yuan is not as good as a lot of people were saying he was going to be, okay? Sure, I was only one of like 5 people in like the entire world that was saying that Jing Yuan's not going to be as good as people were originally predicting he was going to be, but that's because I looked at things objectively. I wasn't looking at the damage numbers that he can deal. I was looking at things like, hey, we don't need him. We got Serval. We don't need him. We got Kafka coming like really soon. He's going to get power crept like really quickly. And I was actually surprised to find out that on day like 1 or 2 or like 3, OK Code actually proved that Serval at E6 can actually sometimes outperform Jing Yuan, okay? Alright? He was power crept the moment he arrived, guys. Alright, so like if you're not sure about a character or you're being warned, hey, this character might not be as good as you think, consider not pulling on day 1. I know that day 1 dopamine rush is really big and everyone likes it, but you know what I mean, you're going to feel a lot worse if the character gets power crept really quickly. Okay, now numbers aside, okay, meta aside, pull for who you like. Alright? If you like Jing Yuan, who cares how much damage he deals? Okay, he could literally give the enemy a box of chocolates and a dozen roses, okay, every single time he attacks, and it would still be good because you like the character, okay? There's a lot of characters in this game that people like, and they'd rather use them than others because they like the character. That's the best way to play the game, alright? But if you care about meta, don't necessarily pull day 1 if you're not sure, okay? So far, I've been right on every single prediction I've made in the game. And if a prediction comes through and I'm wrong on it, I'll come forward and say that I was wrong, but it hasn't happened quite yet, you know? In fact, Silverwolf, I was right about Silverwolf too. People were building for EHR way too big. You don't need as much effect hit rate as you're building on Silverwolf. I was one of the only people that had a damage dealing Silverwolf on day 1 while still hitting 100% of my debuffs. Everyone, to this day, people ask me about my Silverwolf build every time I stream because they're like, how come your Silverwolf dealing so much damage? And I'm like, because I rubbed 2 brain cells together and I realized you don't need as much effect hit rate as that. You know what I mean? I looked at things objectively. I didn't look at the day 1 flashy math numbers because the math wasn't wrong, but they weren't using the right equations, okay? They weren't factoring things in correctly. It didn't factor in all the variables, okay? So just be careful out there, guys. You know, you don't have to pull day 1. There's money on the line, so just be careful with your decisions out there. Take what people say with a grain of salt. In fact, take everything I've said with a grain of salt today, okay? You don't have to listen to me either, alright? So have a good time out there. Good luck on your 50-50s. Good luck on your 10 pulls. If you found this video entertaining in any way, shape, or form, please leave a like and subscribe. If you hated it, please leave a hate thread in the comments, and I'll see you next time. And if you don't like this video, then I'm going to retaliate by stealing your cookies in the middle of the night like the boogeyman, okay? I'll see you guys later.